Ah yes, here we are on the 9th of June 2019. So currently getting the new mobile phone working here. So the camera looks quite nice so far, and I'm just adjusting the brightness. Is that going up right there? That's right to the top, and that's right low. So there we go. But I'm going to put it about sort of 3/4 of the way up. That looks nice and green, vivid colours. So yeah, a little bit of a play. I'm sure there's all sorts of different functions on here, but I probably won't get too much into those because, as many of you have probably worked out, mobile phone and camera technology and editing is not really my thing. But right now, haven't really looked at the garden too much this week, but Sunday sort of today, and having a good look around, and things really have grown, outside and here in the polytunnel. I've been watering it, I think, every other day here in the polytunnel, and outside we had a lot of rain, which I've actually been very grateful for, to be honest, because I remember this time last year, I believe we were in the middle of that heat wave. Of course, we didn't seem to get much rain, for months, but differences between year to year, and a bit of water in the water butts. And as I, go around, things are lovely and green. Lawns are lovely and lush. The trees look lovely and green. And yeah, I'm certainly not knocking it. But we did have some heavy rain yesterday. But yeah, things moving around. And I thought today I would do the usual Sunday afternoon home gardens gardening tour. So let's have a look. Now, man, this grapevine here, this is just growing. It's just, next year it's going to be absolutely loaded with fruit, but the speed in which, there you go. Every week, if you keep viewing, you'll see the camera, you'll see the little bunches there getting sort of bigger and bigger. There you go. Just auto, focus the camera there by pressing on the screen. But, right, so the citrus plant, the blood orange, yep. So we're still holding on to some fruits here. So I'm quite, happy. I mean, even if I just get a few fruits off of this, to be honest, even if I just got one, I'd be very grateful and happy. But probably going to get a little bit more than that. So yeah, we're carrying, a crop there. The peaches, they really won't be long now. Variety Dixie Red. I mean, look at them. Look, they're going to be really, really lovely. They are. Let's put the brightness up. There you go. Oh, look at that. There you go. We can zoom in like that. Look. So yeah, they're looking really, really lovely. There's a few more on there as well, somewhere else. Where are they? There's one under there, look. One under there. One there. Some on there, look. Whoop! You see them. Spot the peach. So yeah, going to have some... Oh, is that another one I saw? At the back. Oh, anyway. But yeah, so fair crop. And the old snake... Oh, goodness gracious. The older snake beans there, they're looking pretty, as they should, getting up the canes now, week on weeks, looking different there. And I'm going to get one of the old washing line ties and tie that up there. I'm resisting the urge to sort of let it wrap around the support there, because I don't want it, when it gets big and sort of thick, I don't want it to cause any damage. And what have we got down here? The tomatoes are looking, they're looking pretty good, week on week, getting bigger. Quite happy there. Yep, no problems. The Yuzu, getting greener and greener. There you go. Bit of blossom to come out there. Just focus it. Or not, as the case may be. You see it. That'll be a little flower that will be coming out. Quite nice. And strawberries as well. Now, I should be getting some... strawberries soon, and I remember I did have somebody ask me about the fertility of strawberries, and the majority, this is my understanding of it, the majority of modern day variety strawberries are self-fertile, meaning they will produce fruit on their own pollen. So in which case, them being in a polytunnel like this, if bees aren't getting in and pollinating insects, it shouldn't be a problem. But one thing I was told, it can be a beneficial thing to do if you want to give it a go, is to just sort of like shake, just shake the plant like that, and that sort of helps to bound the you know, pollen around the actual flower. So that's what I was told. That can be you know, maybe a little thing that you know, you can have a go at. But honestly, you know, if you're leaving the door open, the breeze, and you know, you're going to walk past and brush by them, it's going to bounce the pollen around. But you know, they should be all right producing fruit on their own pollen, so meaning you won't need to have, like, you know, cross pollination. So just a little tip there, you can try if you wish. That's it. Yeah, someone I think a viewer the other day put a message on about coffee plant. I think he said they've got them for sale at Morrison's. This one didn't come from Morrison's. This is coffee Arabica or something like that. But apparently these are for sale in Morrison's. I think that's what he said. So there you go. Maybe you could get your own coffee plant from Morrison. And there you go. Look, Morrison's. And there, look at that. Nice little, you know, little new shoots coming there. So it's obviously appreciating it in here. Okay, so before we start sort of embarking too much on, you know, other things, just want to. I've got loads of ideas of things I want to do here. Okay, but I was going to ask you peeps, anything you would, you know, really like to see me get hold of plant-wise. So post down below anything, you know, that you feel you would like to, you know, you would like to see, because I don't, you know, just see this sort of little project here as mine. I see it as yours as well. So, you know, I'm getting views and, you know, lovely comments, and I truly do, you know, appreciate that, because I'm just end of the day just some guy growing some stuff. So yeah, I really do appreciate that. But things I've had ideas of, I want to have like a little potted heritage apples sort of collection, which I'm going to be working on. I'm probably going to be getting dwarf trees, maybe minarets, otherwise known as vertical cordons. I believe that's M27 rootstock, but that's a subject for another time. So heritage apples, that's one thing I'm thinking of getting into, and I'll be waiting. Well, I've got some already, but getting more of, and I will be waiting until the winter months before I do that to buy sort of bare-rooted dormant trees. So, yep, another thing, blueberries is another idea. Of course, more and more citrus. Citrus is, of course, another thing that I really want to build up on. I want to get more, you know, they're more hardy than, like, we won't talk about the mango tree I had. It's just an embarrassing mistake of mine that didn't make it, but we won't, poor thing, we won't get into that. But anyway, yeah, so any ideas you would like to see, post down below, and we'll see, you know, what we come up with and what I can, you know, maybe do. Well, I'm gonna, you know, I'm carrying a lovely crop of goosegogs here. I mean, gooseberries. I'm gonna have, you know, loads and loads of them, which is great. Over here, we're looking very good. The old pomegranate's looking lovely. There, variety Provence, and this, look, this runner bean growing up in a. Oh, yeah, man, look. First sign of flowers, lovely. The buds there, but actual flowers starting to come out. So, yeah, look at that, look, lovely leaves. In fact, not. Our stuff has broke that. Oh, I know what that would have been. That would have been the high winds yesterday. But yeah, look, it just goes to show, doesn't it? If you only were going to grow one thing in a pot, look at that. Some lovely runner beans. It's variety best of all. Now, here we go. Oh, look, and that looks good as well. Could turn the old brightness down a little bit now. Whoop, there you go. And this is a Sharon fruit, otherwise known as persimmon, and looking lovely. I love the sort of light pale colour of the leaves, almost yellow. And in the it's not a deficiency, by the way. They do go this colour, but you know, in the autumn they go a lovely purple colour. So, you know, maybe in the next 5 years or so, I'll be getting some persimmon fruit. Fantastic. Right, here we go. Now, the first Tayberries. Now, these are a cross between the blackberry and the raspberry, and they're lovely. If you let them get deep red, they're really, really sweet. But I'm eating them like this, I don't mind them a little bit sour. They're a great thing to grow. And they fruit on the previous fruit on the previous year's growth. Okay. Okay, so we're carrying a bit of a pear crop here. This is variety Concorde. Okay, now if you're only going to grow one pear tree, Concorde could be the variety for you because they produce fruit on their own pollen, meaning they don't need a pollination partner. Although they will benefit from a pollination partner, and by this I mean a variety of pear that flowers at the same time. But they do produce fruit on their own pollen. So if you're only going to get one pear tree, and it's quite a reliable cropper actually. Of course they're small at the moment, and you can see the ones that are getting the sun more. They've got that lovely sort of red blush on the top, as opposed to if I show you the one down here, look. There you go, which is not getting as much sun. Hasn't got that red blush. But they're, you know, they're lovely, lovely pear. Taste lovely, they really do. Okay, so blueberries. Now, I've got these in the old ericaceous compost. I have got a video that I put up a few years ago about how to create your own ericaceous compost. Now, these are looking quite good actually, and they're, consider how small the plants are, they're carrying a lovely crop. Now, I spoke to a very successful and well-respected grower of blueberries the other day, and he told me the importance of daily watering on blueberries because they are they are shallow rooted plants. Okay, so shallow rooted meaning the roots don't go down that far, so they need to be able to get the sort of moisture, you know, from close to the top of the surface, if you will, due to the you know, the roots not being able to go down that far in order to you know, find the water. And it's bad for the plant obviously as well if they don't get the water. So daily watering, of course at the moment it's not being a sort of massive issue because we're getting a lot of rain, so just try it, daily watering of your blueberries. And of course another thing that's good is they benefit, you know, at flowering time, having different varieties, okay, for cross-pollination. So this is variety Goldtraub, as is this one. I don't know what this one is because I was given this plant. So the other varieties I've got, now Blue Crop is another one, but you know, I do want to get more into blueberry growing, but you know, so daily watering, yeah, and of course you know, ericaceous growing medium. Okay, so the little potted area here, the squashes, I mean, wow, I mean, man, look, they're going to get big, and yeah, I mean, look at the size. I put my foot, look, you can see how big that leaf is now. They're almost getting bigger by the day, and they're loving the, what do you call it, the rain, and the fact it's relatively, you know, it's relatively warmish. Runner beans as well, so this is going to be a lovely, productive potted area. The old yellow raspberries will not be long now. This rose, I truly, you know, I can't believe how lovely it is. I mean, there's a bit of black spot going on down there, but you know, I'm not the sort of person to sort of stress too much over something like that. But doesn't that just look lovely? I mean, look at how many blossoms are on there, blooms rather, and getting more come. And of course, some have gone now, so you know, a bit of deadheading could be should I decide to go about doing that. But look, lovely, isn't it? Right, so the other Tayberry bush, well, a bit behind the other one, but I'm not worried because when they do come, just think how many there's going to be on them, and you can just see the sheer volume of crop. And what else? The old broad beans are starting to come now. I think these are variety the Sutton. But you can see my crop there, look. Bit of black fly there. Maybe our washing up liquid will be utilised there, I think. There you go, another one there. Where else? There you go. It's a proper, a big broad bean. So there we go. And the old runner beans are looking great. What else? Beetroot. Here as well, the old, don't know if you can see through there, you can just about, there you go. Cabbage white butterflies really won't be long now. There you go. The old kale is looking good. And what have we got? Right, the old spinach and giant chard. I mean, that's lovely, that is. Probably going to have some of this later on, actually. Might pick a load and, you know, boil it up. Some decent size. This is chard, this one. That's chard. And that's spinach. See the differences in the leaves. These all came, that's a weed. But these all came from the real seed company, okay? The seeds did. The plants didn't. I grew them myself, yeah? And here, look. Well, going to be flowering soon. This is variety Desiree potatoes. So they'll be ready after they've finished flowering. Won't be any crop to speak of there at the moment. Just some small, tiny little things. And the old onward pear, look. Carrying a good crop. For, you know, the tree's growing in a pot, but I'm quite happy with it being in the pot. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's just a little bit of what's happening here, but things really are, you know, moving on. But just a little sort of note, if you will. Now, you may notice as you're walking around, driving around, bussing, cycling around, whatever, you'll notice that, you know, the local farm shops are starting to sort of stock, you know, strawberries and things like that. And just a little side note, you know, other than maybe going to the supermarket, you know, supermarkets aren't all bad, and, you know, there we go. But, you know, if you feel like supporting, you know, a local business, you know, of maybe, you know, yeah, a farm shop or something like that, bakers. But, you know, on the subject of fruit and veg, you know, you see a local farmer who's selling, you know, his own grown strawberries on the farm, or later in the year the apples, raspberries, cherries. You get it, you know. Even if you have to pay a bit more, you know, maybe just nip in there and support them. Because remember, you know, the urge to sell is probably higher than ever, you know, for various reasons. You know, end of the day, are these people making a lot out of what they're doing? You know, and are there easier ways in which they could make money? So, you know, support them where we can, because in my opinion it's very, very important from aspects of, you know, local employment, business, and, you know, carrying on traditional varieties, and even beauty, you know, seeing a lovely apple orchard or strawberries, whatever, you know, think about it. You know, if we don't support them, they're going to disappear, aren't they? So now is the time of year to all year really is the time to support them, but now, you know, you've got a good opportunity to see some strawberries or whatever. And even if you just see someone who is, you know, selling a few tomatoes, or a little bit later in the year, or apples or whatever, out the front of their house, maybe you might want to just, you know, support them by buying some. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Loads and loads to come. Loads and loads to do. I've got so much I've got to do here, but you can't do everything, and you can't do everything. But you know, you need to do the most important stuff first, don't you? So if you like my work, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will probably see you next weekend. Thanks for. I'm half asleep today. Thanks for watching.